I decided to look up what a siren is. I fly into a fury. I rabbit punch him on the neck. He's out and slumps onto the deck. The swabby will find him in an hour. Hello everyone, Saul here, and I thought that today I'd read you a story. One of the ones I wrote, one of my more recent stories. This is Siren, and as I mentioned in the art journal video, this was based on a little prompt. It was a prompt in October, and the prompt was itself Siren, and I thought I was going to do a mermaid. However, I decided to look up what a siren is, and boy was I wrong. And a siren actually is a winged bird-like female human creature. So she's basically half bird, half woman. Not half fish, half woman. And that was kind of a stunning revelation. And then this story came out of it, and it is on my Substack. And I thought I would read the tale to you. And I wrote it a few months ago, but I'm always doing stuff and working on stories and creating art, and it was kind of wild to revisit it. And it just took me to some places, and I thought, I got to do this. One of the things that I'm doing with the art blog, for instance, I don't know if this is going to be part of the vlog or if it'll be part of Often Haunted, but I want to do something different each time. And that has been a lot of fun, and it's been a great little challenge, and it just keeps pushing me into new places, and I start seeing the scope of what all of this is. Today's no different. This is going to be a little more ambitious in some ways because I'm bringing a little more of my storytelling that, for instance, my Facebook community has come to enjoy every Wednesday night with Wednesday Night Ghosties. And if you like to hear ghost stories, I like to read them every Wednesday night to you. So I thought, well, I want to do that here, whether it's on this vlog or Often Haunted or ghost storytellings or illuminated classics or any of the other little series that I've dabbled in on YouTube over the years. I want to do it. So we are going to encounter a siren, and I would love to hear your thoughts on it. Maybe you like the reading. And there are more stories on my Substack. It's pretty exciting. The long-form tales really appear there, and I never know what I'm going to find. I'm in the midst of making a few right now. Anyways, let's go see what this siren is about. Before we do that, I gotta change to the storyteller hat. There, that's a little better. Let's begin. Let's begin. And this one is called Siren, or The Day I Left the Ship to Chase a Strange Song. There is only blackness now. I hear the gentle sound of ocean breath, waves on the shore, sound of men talking, pain, like an explosion of dynamite in my arm. I open my eyes and hear the men. They rescued me? But how, I ask, and they quickly inform me that they did no such thing. No way in hell would we follow you in there. What kind of fools you take us for, says the quartermaster. And by the way, Jacques here says you were after some treasure. I look at the old sailor who avoids my gaze. It's just me and the sunshine dripping off my oars and back into the pool of rippling light. Bless me, for I am getting more and more alone out here, rowing against the ocean's current, I pull the oars with determined power. I hear only the oar splashes and the singing. That singing is the reason I'm here. You would also assume this voice belongs only to the sweetest, most intoxicating woman in the world if you heard it. I can't explain it. I think by the sound I can hear what she looks like. Maybe the color of her hair somewhere between dark and copper-like. She's tall, a couple inches under 6 foot and possessed of a slenderness that draws a masculine bloke to her. Or I could be wrong. I don't think it matters what she looks like with a voice like that. God's joke on me if I should see her, and I'm sure no matter what, he'll make me see how unpredictable he can be in creation. Hard to sift out the feelings I had coming here. I only want to do that because everything happens so fast. You ever feel terrified at how fast you get something done? There's something unsettling about it. It feels like possession. There is something demonic about it. Like it's a humbling reminder of what we're capable of. And maybe it's not in our control. It makes me shudder. Right here in this boat with the warmth of Apollo in the morning, heating my skin, and this shiver goes through me. But I heard that singing and it took me over. I try not to think of the honeymoon from hell, with a sick twist of a storm that opened up the jaws of the deep and swallowed my Helena. Damn it all. I tried not to think of that. Then again, I took work on a galleon just to, get away? She died at sea. I'm paying a debt. Maybe it's to God, but he'll decide where to put me someday. And here I am alone, rowing towards it, her, it. And there is nothing I can do. My eyes want to reach her, and then what? It's okay, I tell myself. I'm just curious. I tell myself that I'm in control. Nothing is more evil than a man without control, because then he feels desire, avarice, rage, greed, a thirst for power maybe. Helena would hate that talk. She liked my feelings, but that's how we ended up in a storm. I ignored the compass and she loved that. But again, I go back to the speed of the preceding events leading up to this moment. I wasn't in control there either. I glimpsed who I might be if I don't get a handle on myself. Never saw that guy before. There's a guilt starting. It's the guilt of what I had done. It's not only this siren singing I hear. It's the story the old sailor told me. I think he was the oldest one on the ship, that one. Jacques is his name. He heard the singing too. Not many others did. They hadn't woken up yet. It was just us on the poop near the golden figurehead of a proud mermaid. I always look at her, golden and glistening in the morning mist, looking out ahead, heart and ample bosom pointed at one lucky horizon. It's like she dares us to explore. The mist has left her with a perspirating look, and it makes me want to work harder as I see her. I swear that's that defiant look on her face. Hard work is good luck. You need as much luck as possible out here. Anyway, the old man sees the look in my eye as I am pulled in the direction of the mysterious song, and he warns me not to do anything foolish. That word. It never worked on me. I don't know why people use it when they are trying to dissuade the younger people from doing something, foolish. You want to dare someone to do something? Say, it would be foolish of you. It just makes me want to do it, as though it will keep me younger. Not old like them bitter old fogies like Jacques. When in doubt, be foolish. We don't stop playing because we get old, after all. We get old because we stop playing, as they say. Old Jacques sees my arrogance. It's a sad moment for us both. He knows the irresistible fates have me because I believe I'm my own man. And I see he knows better than I do. That's the thing that gets my goat right now. He knows better, and I know he knows better than me. Yet, I am pulled by that song. That look in his eyes says everything short of youth be wasted on the young. Damn it. I'm possessed. I'm possessed by this blasted song that I'm rowing towards. Was I possessed to steer into that storm? He warns me about the Siren. He tells me the tales that only a pure man has nothing to worry about. And I retort with trying to put holes in his statement like, define pure, or I believe I'm a good man and that counts for something. And he tires of my worldly boyish hogwash. He knows I'm just another young dumb and full of you-know-what. Then he tells me one last thing, something I didn't care to hear, and, well, it sets me off. I fly into a fury. I rabbit punch him on the neck. He's out and slumps onto the deck. The swabby will find him in an hour. So now I'm rowing, and it becomes clear. I was possessed. That's the only explanation that makes sense, because now I'm here and thinking more clear. I ought to turn back, but the song is getting so close. The early morning mist seems to be gathering over the waters here. What a strange place where it seems even the sun fears to follow. The shadows of the cove grow as my boat turns into what seems like a never-ending turn into the retreating rocks. It feels so round, like I'm spinning. I almost feel dizzy with no end to the turn in sight. The song retains its beauty, though. It seems to feel like a dear friend whom I've always known, or a lady telling me to follow her with a smile. I am possessed of a fright now that seems to grow. I'm not in a panic yet. It does feel just as tempting to try and turn around as it does to find her. There is a giant crash. A wave shatters against a black jutting rock, jarring the mystery out of my senses. Luck doesn't seem to dwell here. I have crossed into a terrible hell of shoals and waves. Yet I cannot get to anywhere safe. Nothing but sheer cliff walls rising up above and around me. Anyone beholding this sight, no matter how pragmatic they might be, would say that the rocks and the ocean do not want me here. It is bad enough dealing with the chop of the water and these glowering dark rocks with frothing white water streaming freshly off of them, but the mist seems to snake in and taunt me. The only thing keeping my head focused is that song, where my eyes are terrified. The ears are my true north, and all I can do is follow them. My only recourse is to reach the song, or whomever is making the song. It is the most alluring sound you ever heard. Now it is where I have screwed up my very survival. Whether it's true or not, I have to believe it's where I will be safe. I study the chop. I take daring leans to starboard and then push off a hungry rock with my oar port side. The boat gallops along the waves in a secret city of malicious rocks. The waters dip with a swoop that sends my stomach upward, and each time the nose of my boat almost stabs down into the flesh of a building new wave, it threatens to take on water and capsize me. But it bounces up as I shoot across the tide's dark skin towards the crest, leaving me once more grateful for the engineering of this stolen vessel. Dark water, white foam, and small squalls threaten me before they become miraculously tamed by the little man in the tiny rowboat. The rocks come out of nowhere, but so far I am managing to keep clear while the song holds on to my heart. One wave nearly sends me to a cliff wall as though it were a large, watery hand, but I lurch backwards and hit my head at the stern, making the tossed boat lift its bow just in time. As I descend back to the water beneath the great wave, I hear the slap of the vessel on the tide. I have conquered yet another of these monsters. Each new victory is a scream of bitterness at the ocean that holds Helena. And above it all, the Siren's song dances around my ears. I am back on my feet for the mission at hand. I can feel the end of my journey as I head for the crest of one last dark wave, wreathed in mist and black granite on either side. It is not the largest of the waves here, but there is something ominous about it. I can't see what is beyond it, but I don't know why I have that sickening sense of what is in store. Oh God, I should not have come here. I'm all alone. No one will know of what happened to me. This is where I shall disappear. So this is where I meet my Bonnie at last. My defiant little boat has reached the crest of this dark and watery beast of a lurching wave, and as I glimpse feverishly the first sight of what is ahead, the sunrise finally breaks through to this accursed place. But it's not the sun that catches my attention. I see the something else. It's what I came here for. A shape, dark against the sunlight. It's a combination of shapes. Two large triangular pieces of dark that rise above the huge rock. Between them there is the recognizable shape of a figure, a woman. I can only assume she is the one who is singing. I assume this because the song has stopped. It is a silence now that crushes down on everything, amplifying the cruel crashing of water on the rocks. In the midst of everything about to happen to me, I feel transfixed by her up there. The sunrise has kissed her hair, and you can just make out some copper. The two triangles are moving, rising up with a billowing motion. Wings! She has feathers. She remains a tormentingly vague silhouette to me, but I see those awesome and terrifying wings quivering above her, large and vulture-like, almost territorial. I can feel her looking at me. All of this in an eternal instant. The next moment I come to my senses just in time to see the reveal of my odious premonition. Like me, the wave has all but reached the end of its journey. My boat is headed for its new form as 1,000 splintered versions of itself. I can do nothing with my new enlightenment of the winged figure perched above me. The idiot realizes who he is. Too late. There is only blackness. I hear the gentle sound of ocean breath, waves on the shore, men talking, pain, like an explosion of dynamite in my forearm. I open my eyes and hear the men. They rescued me? But how, I ask, and they quickly inform me that they did no such thing. No way in hell would we follow you in there. What kind of fool did you take us for, says the quartermaster. And by the way, Jacques here says you were after some treasure. I look at the old sailor, who avoids my gaze. That's what he says to me, yeah, mumbles Jacques, the old sailor. He's still mad at me and happy to return the blow I gave his neck, if I give him the excuse, but he's doing me a favor. They were about to lift me into their boat when I woke up. My confusion is giving way to that pain in my arm. The men have had enough. They hoist me roughly into the long boat. After my scream of complaint, I struggle to look at what is happening with my arm. It's bloody, and the pain is in the spot where the shoulder meets the bicep. It's dark blood, right where the wound is. 3 terrible holes gape out at me. It's like something dug into the flesh. At first, I thought some beak was pecking into my arm. But one of the wounds is on the back, the tricep, where I was lying down. I have the image in my head of a giant talon clamping onto me as I scream in complete agony. Then I come to as I feel Jacques shaking me, saying, Hey, you crazy bastard, knock it off. I was actually screaming from the image image I created or recalled. I look at Jacques with confusion and still smarting from the pain. He takes my hand and places something in it. "Here," he says, and takes leave to sit at the other end of the boat as far from me as possible. Looking at him and feeling rather lost, I finally recall the articles he placed in my hand. 2 strange feathers. One is small and white. The other seems like a copper sheen with black edges. And that is Siren. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed the story. And be sure to follow me on the Facebook community. And of course, be sure to follow the Substack. A lot of exciting stuff happening there. I always enjoy our time together right here on the YouTube machine. And make sure you sign up to the Inbox of Curiosities, where I send you glittering little emails of more Ghost in the Gaslight goings on and various delicious news. One stop, find out what Saul is doing, what Ghost in the Gaslight is doing. So make sure you're on the email list. I should also mention you get automatically entered to win things, which is very exciting. I love awarding you guys. Well, anyways, I enjoyed our time together. I hope you did too. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. I hope you enjoyed the story. Take care, you beautiful, haunted romantics.